Hi, welcome to my video blog. Today the topic I'm going to talk about is very sensitive and very serious. I'm going to talk about why Indian men rape. I basically came down with two factors which abate rapes in India. First is the impunity provided by the entire system, and second is the frustration in general in the Indian male population, be it the sexual frustration or be it the frustration of the patriarchal system. Imagine a superpower, a so-called superpower, which is planning to send people to Mars, but half of its population has no access to toilet, defecates in open. Yes, I'm talking about India, my homeland, my own country. Rape is not unique to India, but what is unique is the approach it has. It is a systematically abated problem in India. Well, you would like to think that people who are on the other side of the law, on the wrong side of the law, they should have the fear, but not in India. The only one who is fearful of police and the judiciary is a common poor Indian. Because Indian police and the judiciary at the lower level, not the upper level, is really, really good. They have helped our democracy. But the lower level judiciary and police in general is very corrupt. It's easy to buy the whole system, intimidate the witnesses, and if nothing works and still you are charged as a rapist, you can pretty much relax in your house, because most of the cases take 15 to 20 years to get disposed, and final hearing comes by the time, as they say, justice delayed is justice denied, and that is what precisely happens in India. Indian police is underpaid, understaffed, under-equipped, highly corrupt, out of resources. Forget anything that you see in CSI, crime scene investigation. There is hardly any forensic investigation. Well, when the police does not have even enough petrol to go out and run their cars, it would be just too much to even think of them being able to do some sort of forensic examination. There is corruption at all levels. So basically what happens, if you have money and if you're muscular, so you can buy the justice. The law is on your side. Indian judiciary, as I have already talked about, is lethargic and inefficient. The low level of judiciary, and also it has got some complex systematic issues, like once you register your complaint, you are allocated a public attorney who would be looking after your case. There is no choice. You cannot say which one you want. You are just allocated one, and this guy is not looking after just your case. He would be looking after so many cases with little interest into digging deeper into your case, because it will not mean any extra income for him. It will all that it will implicate would be a lot of more work. So he would all the time try to force you to go for out of the court settlement, as it also involves some money for him, or he will just help the rapist side to win over the case, because he will get money from the other side. In India, we say that you're not get raped once, you're raped thrice. First physically, second by the police and judiciary, and third by the society. The victim examination process, let it be in the court or let it be in the hospitals, the medical examination is so humiliating. Just an example, in India, there is a very standard, which is, mind you, is not the official, but a very standard practice to determine whether the sexual assault has taken place, is called two-finger test, where the doctor, or let it be anyone who is there, inserts two of his finger inside the genitals of the survivor to establish if she has been assaulted physically, sexually, and also to implore her sexual habits. It's easy to brand someone slut and wash the hands off from the whole investigation, blaming her eventually, than to go into the deeper examination. The frustration. Now coming to the second part of the frustration. First, we have to accept it. The Indian male population is highly sexually frustrated. We are not like the Western society where relationship between man and woman are subjected as a normal part of the human life, and people are given their space and their privacy. Neither we are like some very orthodox society where anything which is outside the matrimonial system is frowned upon, and there are very stringent punishment in place to curb these kind of practices. So what happens in India? People have no respect as an individual to fall into a relationship unless you are married. At the same time, there is no one to stop you if you're violating the system. The brutality of these attacks, of these rapes, are mind-blogging. I mean, just look at what happened in the case of 16 December 2012, the infamous Delhi gang rape, which happened in the bus. She was not only repeatedly raped and beaten, but she had severe wounds all across her body. She had wounds inflicted by a razor blade. She was cut. She had teeth mark all across her body. A metal rod was inserted in her genitals, which ended up being the cause of her death, as a lot of her internal organs, including her intestine, was severely damaged, which poisoned her, and she died. Nowadays it's so horrible to read that anything and everything that rapist finds around him is shoved inside the victim, inside the survivor. There had been cases of plastic bottles, tree branches, earth, metal rods being inserted inside the genitals of the survivor after the attack. This whole thing points to a very disturbing psychological disorder which is brewing up in the Indian society. We need a long-term and comprehensive societal changes. Unless we do that, rapes are not going to stop and the brutality is going to increase. The last factor that I would like to talk right now is the Indian society is the biggest alibi and the least talked about in the rape. In India, we have a false sense of pride. Your pride is not what you do, your identity is not who you are, but what people around you think about you. And this false sense of pride is something that has been killing Indian society. We see women as our property. Our ancient religious texts describe woman as something always in relation to the man. So you are born as a daughter, and then you become a sister and wife, and then mother. You don't have any independent identity of your own. And obviously with these financial advancement, liberalization and technological advancement, women in India are thankfully standing on their own feet. So there is a war going on right now. This is a power struggle between male and female. We say that the Indian society is at the constant state of civil war, where half of Indian population is trying to dominate over the other half. It's a war between freedom and slavery. It's a war between being human and animal instinct. It is a war between men and women. Well, anything that questions the right of a man over a woman is termed as a propaganda against the Indian culture. So the women right, in fact, are seen as a propaganda against the Indian culture and are brutally repressed. It's as simple as that. It's very easy in India to brand everything which is good as a God grace. I mean, that's fine. But everything that is bad is your own karma. So don't complain if you get raped. It's your own karma. The society is amazingly great at playing this game called It's Your Fault. Even rape, you would find it very difficult to digest. In India, the one boycotted after rape is not the rapist. It's the survivor. The woman, the female, she gets boycotted. Because ultimately, we find it very easy to fix the entire blame upon the woman. Because you invited rape. It's very simple, It's your fault. And to restore some sense of pride, there are cases which are quite common. These women, these survivors, are forced by their own family to marry the rapist. because everyone is worried. Oh my god, my daughter, something, I mean, this terrible thing happened to my daughter. She will never get married. What will happen to my pride? Just get married to the rapist. I mean, that's a wonderful idea that helps the society to restore its pride. Are rapes preventable in India? For sure. Is government doing something? Yes. But too little, too late. What will happen unless we go through a systematic reform in terms of our institutions, in terms of our establishment, and the society takes time, digs deeper inside its own functioning, and come up with solution to mandate ways? I think days are not going to be very shiny. Let's hope for the best. Thank you.